Hey you guys, back with another tutorial. I'm going to be doing this green and blue look, perfect for spring, and I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place Culture palette. Starting off, I'm going to take a smaller fluffy brush and I'm going to use that to pick up this really bright blue right here. You're going to blend this blue into your crease, and if you have slightly hooded eyes, bring it up a little bit above your crease. That way when you open your eyes, you can still see all of that color. Pick up a little bit of color at a time and just keep adding until you get the vibrancy that you want. I start by tapping it on, and then I very lightly do little circle motions and going back and forth just to blend it in. I'm barely putting any pressure on because the less pressure, the better it blends. Now, taking an even smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to take this darker blue and I'm going to tap this on and blend it into my crease, and then blend it into the lighter blue slowly. Once again, just add a little bit at a time. If you feel like you need more, grab some more and then blend, and keep going until you get the brightness that you want. Next, I'm going to be taking this MAC eye primer and a flat rounded brush, and that's what I'm going to use to cut my crease. So you're just going to get a little bit on your brush and slowly cut your crease. When you're cutting your crease, you should be looking forward so that way you can see where your actual crease is, and you're going to bring it up a little bit above your natural crease, so when your eyes are open, that way you can see it. And if you're looking straight or slightly down, it'll be easier for you to tell where you need to be cutting your crease. Also, if you don't have an eye primer, a concealer works just fine for this step as well. You really want to take your time with this because you don't want too uneven cut creases. So as I go, I keep looking up to make sure that both sides are even before I keep going, because you don't want one higher than the other. It just won't look good. Once you get the shape that you need, I always take my finger and tap it down. That way it's nice and smooth, and it also helps blend out that edge going to the outer corner, because you're going to want that to blend in with that eyeshadow going towards the outer corner of your eye. For this next step, you can either wipe off the brush that you were just using to put on that primer or concealer, and you can use that same brush, or you can use a smaller flat rounded brush, but I figured the flat rounded brushes work the best to really pack on this next shimmer color into the crease. So I'm going in and I'm just going to be packing that on and adding a little bit at a time. You're just going to pack it until you get the vibrancy that you want, and if it's looking a little patchy, just keep adding more until it's not patchy anymore, and get as close to that edge as you can without overlapping it. That way it stays nice and defined. Me personally, I love using shimmers for my cut creases because I feel like it really makes the look pop. and I don't do a lot of shimmery colors up above my crease because it could make hooded eyes look even more hooded if you put shimmers on it. So I usually use shimmers for my cut creases, but that's just personal preference. You can use shimmers anywhere else that you want to, but this is just how I like using them. Taking that smaller fluffy brush again, you're going to be taking more of that dark blue and tap it on to the outer edge of the shimmer you applied to blend in the edges nice and smooth and darken up the outer corner a little bit. Now, taking a rounded brush, you're going to be picking up more of that dark blue, and we're going to use that and apply it to our lower lash line. It doesn't have to be this big of a rounded brush, you could use a smaller one, but this is just what I grabbed. And you're going to bring it almost to the inner corner, but not quite all the way, if that makes sense, and then kind of just blend it in a little bit. Now I'm taking this LA Girl Shockwave Neon Green liner, and I'm going to take that and bring it into my waterline. For the inner corner, you can use any highlighter, but I'm using this Glam Light palette with a really small rounded brush, and I'm taking the lightest shade in this palette, and I'm going to bring it into my inner corner to really make it bright and make it pop a little bit more. You're going to blend it up into the eyeshadow and also blend it down into that lower lash line as well, just by tapping on it. Using that same highlighter, I like to bring it under my brow just to brighten up the look a little bit more. Now we just gotta add mascara and lashes. I'm using Ardell Demi Wispies, and I'm going to apply those. This is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it helps. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will answer them to the best of my abilities. Thank you guys so much for watching.